Here are the top stories of the news. ISWAP Chief Finance Officer's wife, son surrender to troops in Borno State. New JAMB Registrar Segun Aina promises to intensify fight against exam malpractice as he takes office. On the foreign scene, Lithuanian embassy in Ukraine's capital Kyiv damaged in Russian missile attack. My name is Olufemi Alagbe and welcome to the Spring News at 12 on Western Spring Television. The wife of an Islamic State West Africa province chief finance operative and her 11-year-old son have surrendered to the troops of Operation Hadinka in Borno State. The acting deputy director, Army Public Relations Headquarters, Theater Command Operation Hadinka, Captain Muhammad Goni disclosed this in a statement released this morning. According to him, the woman and her son surrendered on July 29 at Kusuma village following the surrender of her husband on July 25. According to Captain Goni, initial investigations revealed that her husband, a senior ISWAP terrorist group who served as the group's chief finance officer in Jubilaram and surrendered on July 25, instructed her to surrender with their son after his successful escape from the enclave. He added that both individuals have been screened and are currently undergoing further profiling in line with established procedure. Command spokesperson also reveals that in another operation conducted on July 27, troops of the 5 Brigade arrested 6 suspected ISWAP collaborators in Damasak, Borno State. In the meantime, troops of the Defense Headquarters have rescued 397 kidnapped victims, while 57 terrorists and their families have surrendered to troops in July as military operations intensified across the country. Director of Defense Media Operations, General Michael Onoja, disclosed these on Friday while presenting the military's operational achievements on July. According to him, troops on Prayton under various theaters of operation also neutralized 102 terrorists and other criminals, arrested 345 suspects and recovered 49 weapons as well as 1,811 rounds of ammunition during the month. Providing a breakdown of operations in the northeast, the defense spokesperson said troops of Operation Hadinka sustained intensive offensive against Boko Haram, the Islamic State West Africa province, and Jama'atu Wal Jihad across Adamawa, Bauchi, Borno, and Yobe states. He added that the troops neutralized 54 terrorist fighters, arrested 102 terrorists, rescued 102 kidnapped victims, and facilitated the surrender of 57 insurgents and their family members.
During the month, we neutralized over 102 terrorists, with 345 terrorists and criminals arrested. We also rescued 393 kidnapped victims. Additionally, 57 insurgents surrendered to troops, while 59 arms and 1,811 rounds of ammunition were recovered. Similarly, the overall successes recorded in the fight against crude theft has continued to frustrate the activities of economic saboteurs. On the whole, the armed forces have significantly degraded the capabilities of criminals and terrorists across the nation, been able to be up to the months of May to July. Despite the challenges that we have had, a lot has also been achieved.
In the nation's capital, the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, FCT, Asomwike has ordered the demolition of an illegal settlement known as Oruga, located near Kamajiji in the Kukwaba district of Abuja, over concerns that it serves as a hideout for criminal elements. Wike issued the directive on Friday after leading a team of security operatives to the settlement following a meeting of the FCT Security Committee. He said the move forms part of ongoing efforts by the FCT administration to enhance security and rid the nation's capital of criminal enclaves. According to the minister, intelligence reports revealed that suspected criminals often retreat to the settlement after carrying out attacks in different parts of the territory. Expressing concern over the nature of the settlement, Wike said the identities of many of its occupants could not be easily verified, making it difficult for security agencies to effectively monitor activities in the area.
Commit crime, I'm moving. Don't even know who's anywhere. How do you identify them? How do you locate them? And this is inside the city. They come up. There's no way. There's no way we can allow this. So, CP, so you have to work with them for security. You can't allow this platform what you have from there. Yeah? The security we're talking about, nobody would allow this. So thank you. Okay.
Into politics, a faction of the People's Democratic Party on Friday said it had validly submitted former President Goodluck Jonathan as its presidential candidate for the 2027 general election, despite the ongoing leadership disputes within the party. The faction, led by former Minister of Special Duties and Intergovernmental Affairs, Tani Mutaraki, also accused the Independent National Electoral Commission of institutional bias and attempting to undermine its credibility. The party, through its interim National Working Committee, warns that any attempt by the Electoral Commission to publish candidates submitted by any group other than the one it described as the authentic leadership of the party would further damage public confidence in the neutrality of the electoral umpire. Addressing journalists in Abuja, the National Publicity Secretary of the committee, Inyeme Mabong, said the party remained confident that the Court of Appeal would overturn a recent federal high court judgment which declined to compel INEC to recognize the interim leadership. He alleged that the campaign against the PDP was part of a broader effort to weaken opposition parties and pave the way for a one-party state. Moving on, the newly appointed registrar of the Joint Admission and Matriculation Board, JAMB, Segun Aina, has pledged to make the protection of the examination body's integrity his foremost priority. The professor of computer engineering made the vow on Friday afternoon during a formal handover ceremony at the exam body's national headquarters in Buhari, Abuja. He said integrity remains the cornerstone of any credible institution, warning that technological advancement and operational efficiency lose their value when not anchored on trust and transparency. The registrar signaled a hardline stance against examination malpractice and admission-related fraud, declaring that his administration would leave no room for individuals or groups seeking to undermine the credibility of the nation's tertiary admission process.
As I hand over the leadership of this great institution, I do so with absolute confidence of its future. In its future, the board is blessed with a dedicated workforce, robust institutional system, and enduring culture of integrity. I have no doubt that under the leadership of my successor, Professor Segun Aina, and with the continued support of government, the governing board, staff, and stakeholders, JAMB will continue to attain even greater heights in the service of our nation.
Elsewhere, the Minister of Works, David Umahi, has said the federal government's massive investment in road infrastructure under President Bola Tinubu is generating thousands of jobs, stimulating economic activity, and helping to alleviate hunger nationwide. Umahi made the remarks on Friday during an inspection of the ongoing Calabar-Bonyi, Benue, Nasarawa, Abuja superhighway projects in Onweke, Eza, South Local Government Area of Ebonyi State. According to the Minister, President Tinubu's infrastructure agenda directly generates employment through construction activities while opening up commercial opportunities for corridor communities. He highlighted that the project has directly engaged hundreds of workers while local traders, material suppliers, and service providers continue to reap financial benefits. The Minister explained that the ministry's strategic switch to reinforce concrete pavement for major federal highways, revitalizing Nigeria's domestic economy. by prioritizing locally sourced inputs over imports. Appealing for national support, Umahi stressed that decades of accumulated infrastructure decay cannot be reversed in a short time frame. You're watching Spring News at 12 on Western Spring Television. We will be right back after this break. Stay with us.